welcome back to Westlaw Plays Infinity Expert Mode, and welcome back to Pig Hollow. There have been quite some changes, and I'm going to go through them quite quickly, and then get back on to improving stuff and moving forward with the plan today. But before we do that, it looks like we're going to have to sleep a little bit. That was really bad timing. But you may notice I have a new weapon in my hand. This is the King Slime Cutlass. Yes, I got this from the King Slime. I had to kill him because he was jumping over all of my crops, and that was decidedly a bad thing. But it is actually a really nice weapon. It's certainly much better than my Paradox Sword. It does more damage, 4.5 hearts, and it has a ridiculous amount of durability, 2,500 for so early in the game, compared to 3.5 hearts on my Paradox Sword and 614 durability there. So very good indeed. So I'm going to very quickly go over the changes and what I've done between episodes. I've done a lot of creosote making. You've probably noticed I've got a lot of charcoal as a result. Just here you'll see that I've got a couple of tanks here because making bottles quickly got quite expensive and I had to go out and find a lot of sand. So I made some of these. I made a hardened portable tank at 32,000 millibuckets, and if I just very quickly bring you up those recipes, they're actually quite easy to make. So we've got the portable tank, which you make first, which is just 1 copper, 4 glass of any kind, and then you can very quickly upgrade that to a hardened portable tank, which has 32,000 millibuckets with 4 invar ingots. So I made the invar ingots in the smeltery over here, which you may have noticed has got quite a bit bigger. It can in fact actually hold 20 ores at a time now. There's quite a lot in there. I've been making some alloys as well. You notice I've got some molten bronze in there. Obviously I've made some invar and I made some electrum as well. Those recipes are really easy to look up in NEI. What I will say, let's type this in, electrum for instance. The easiest way to find out what you need to put into the smeltery is not to click on the molten liquid. The easiest way to do, I find anyway, is to click on the grit or the blend, which is just here. Okay, and that will actually give you the ratio that you need to put in there. So for instance here, saying I need 1 gold powder, and 1 silver dust. So likewise, I would put in 1 gold ore or gold ingot and 1 silver ingot or silver ore into the smeltery, and that would produce me then 2 ingots worth of electrum. Same for invar, but of course different materials. You may also have noticed I've got some small animal farms set up. There we are. Now, to get those, I didn't go through the laborious Minecraft kind of method of dragging them here with wheat or seeds. What I actually used is a safari net, and it's one of the main reasons why I have cows as well. Now, unfortunately, these things are single use, so it is quite expensive, so really you only want to use them when you have to, and they are made out of a slime ball or glue, some string, and some leather. As I said, leather there from the cows, because I'm going to need to make a few of these, and that's another good reason. Also, I need leather to make my armour. You may notice as well, I've got, well, they're kind of chopped down at the moment, but these were slime trees. Here's the leaves here. There we go. Now, what these drop is slime saplings and also slime balls as well. I'm going to need a lot of them for something else that I'll be doing very shortly as well. But this is why I've set up here, because I have a slime island right up there. So it's very easy for me to go and get those slimes should I need them. Now, how did I make the smeltery that big? Well, I actually found a village, which is incredible. It was just here, which is also kind of frustrating, because the spawn where I started before I went on this big old long journey around all of here is just here. So that's kind of frustrating. A little bit of lag there, I apologise for that. So we've got some animal farms, we've got a lot of creosote, we've got a bigger smeltery. I've started with some agricraft here. I'm not going to explain it into too much detail right at this moment in time. I will be spending some more time out at the moment, but suffice to say, what I'm actually aiming for in agricraft at the moment is these cinder pearl seeds. Here we go, which requires red tulip seeds and cactus seeds and cinder pearl seeds. Now, cinder pearl seeds will allow me to have an easy access to blaze rods and such. Okay, and that's quite difficult to start off with because you obviously need to go to the nether for that. So this will enable me to have a safe access to blaze rods. Also, notes on the whole village thing going on. There's a couple of things that you want to be looking for. And one of the main ones is a way to get emeralds. So look for good trades with villagers. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have too many good trades that I could make with the villagers. But one of them wanted 17 wool, which was actually quite easy for me to make with my cotton plants. And then also fertilizer. As I said, pick up appetite is very, very useful. And the other one wanted 17 wheat, which I could actually easily pick up from the village while I was there anyway. So you really want to find an emerald. You also really want to find a railcraft house as well, which is made of bricks, because you'll find a hobbyist steam engine and a rolling machine, which is really going to help you when you get started. Okay, now one of the first things that I actually want to achieve this episode is I want to manage to get myself obsidian level mining. Now you may ask yourself why I want to do that. Well, the next thing that I need to make in terms of a structure is a blast furnace to get steel. A lot of the machines, and in fact just a lot of the items in general, require steel. So if I just type in blast furnace, we need these blast furnace bricks. Okay, now there's actually a few ways to make them in this pack. You've got ball of glue, ender pearl, or TNT, which you then surround with 4 sand and 4 bricks. Now these only produce 4 each. You need to make a 3x4x3 structure, as is noted there. So you need quite a lot of any of what you manage to craft them with. Now a lot of people in this pack go with glue. And the way you get that is you lead a horse into your smeltery and try and keep it alive long enough to produce enough glue for you to be able to make this. Now that's a pain, because first of all you've got to find horses, and then you've got to keep it alive by constantly feeding it wheat and stuff like that. I've got a different method that I'd like to share with you. It kind of skips ahead a little bit, and the method I have involves the nether. Okay, now in the nether there are sulfur clouds, which you can turn into sulfur, which you can turn into gunpowder, which of course turns into TNT. So it means I don't have to go around searching for a horse, keep it alive from a smeltery, all that sort of thing. Another advantage is it means I get early access to the materials from the nether. Things like ardite and cobalt, glowstone, all that sort of thing as well. So as well as making obsidian level mining, I want to be able to get to the nether this episode as well. I'm going to show you a bit more about agricraft as well, just kind of explain how it works, kind of how I've got to where I've got at the moment. I'll be doing a lot of the agricraft off camera, because a lot of it is just kind of sitting around and waiting for things to grow, which is not all that exciting. Alright, it really is not. This takes Minecraft days and days and days. But I will explain how I got where I am at the moment and how I'm going to get to my ultimate goal of getting Cinder Pearl seeds. So I'm just going to collect some of the materials that I need now to make my obsidian level pick. I'm going to throw them in the smeltery, and I'll bring you right back and explain how I got them and where we're going with them. Hello guys, welcome back. Now what I've actually got for you is some materials and you, a Guide to Tools and Abilities Volume 2 by Skylar. Now this is actually given to you as you start going through your Tinker's Construct construction, such as making the smeltery and all that sort of stuff, and this will give you a good guide of how to create all of the tools. As you can see, they're all listed here. It also gives you a good guide on each material, what its durabilities are, handle modifiers, all that sort of stuff, and importantly, what mining level and mining speed they have. Now what we're actually going to be aiming for to get obsidian level mining today is the very last entry, which is pig iron. An iron alloy. It seems to be made of blood, iron and emeralds. Okay, now this blood thing is going to be the difficult. We've got iron, we've got emeralds, but we don't have any blood. But the key is in the name. It's pig iron. Now the reason you want pigs is because they seem to produce more blood when you throw them in the smeltery. So we're going to make a couple of safari nets, as I already showed you there. So we'll get 2 of those. Where's my string hiding? Here it is. I've got a lot of string, courtesy of my cotton plants. Say, get them early. They are going to be very, very useful to you. So we've got 2 of those now. We'll use those to get pigs. Another reason why you should definitely get cotton plants is I have now a white backpack. I haven't actually showed you this. There we are. Some extra inventory space. Now this actually requires approximately, in fact no, exactly 64 string to produce in a few sticks. Now that's going to be usually very, very difficult to get yourself a hold of, so make sure you do pick up some cotton plants, make sure you do pick up some fertilizer, and you'll very, very quickly be able to get one of those. Very, very useful if you're mining or going on long trips. It means that you can quickly access your inventory and collect a lot more stuff. You'll notice I had a death here from the king slime. I'll remove that later. Aha, pigs. Come here. For perfectly legitimate, not melting reasons. There we are. I bought a second one just in case. I think I'll be able to produce enough blood with just one pig, but we will very quickly find out, I imagine, if we can't. Have I got any blocks? Because my smelter is actually quite high at the moment and I can't reach the top. No. Let me just grab some soil quickly. That should be enough. Okay, here we go. One block over. Should be enough to allow me to jump on top. There we are. All we need to do, right click inside the smelter with a safari net. Sorry, pig. There we go, he's dead. So we'll see how much blood that has actually produced. It's a liquid in the smeltery. It's produced 80 millibuckets. Now, I cannot for the life of me remember if that's enough or not. If not, we may have to go and get some more pigs, but a good way of testing it is see if it will actually make us some pig iron. Now, I can't remember the exact ratio, but I'm going to guess. I mean, it doesn't matter if we end up with some extra iron in our smeltery, especially as we don't have anything else that would make an alloy out of it, like ferrous to make invar or anything like that. So we'll leave that to smelt up, okay? Another thing, also, I didn't mention beef jerky. While that smelts up, now, if you've been playing along with me, you may have noticed, actually, that you cannot cook meat as normal. So it might seem quite useless. But one thing you can actually do with it, which is awesome, it's a very good early source of food, is you can craft some of these drying racks. Now, drying racks are actually really easy to make, like obscenely easy, which is unusual for this pack. You just need 3 wooden slabs, and there you go. You just throw it up there, right-click with your meat, and it will dry off, and it will produce you a beef jerky or chicken jerky, depending on what you throw on there. I think you can get pork jerky as well, I imagine. Okay, here we are. We do have some pig iron, but only 144 millibuckets. That's not going to be enough. We need at least an ingot so we can make a axe head out of it. So I am going to go and grab myself into the peak. Here we go. Hopefully this will be enough. I'll have to make my little ladder back up again, which is unfortunate. Okay. Here we go. One more block should do. There we are. Sorry, pig. In you go. No, he's dead. Good. Alright, so that actually wasted a whole emerald, which is a real shame. So what I might try and do is get a fair amount more blood in there, which is going to require some more crafting of safari nets and such, and hopefully that will get me all the blood that I need. So I'm just going to be right back when I capture and slaughter mercilessly some more pigs, and I'll bring you right back when I've got enough pig iron to make a pig. Welcome back, guys. What I actually did there is make a massive dirt. So I actually did go out and find some more pigs. You'll notice there's actually 360 millibuckets of blood in there now. But I've just checked NEI. We'll just click this here. How do I make a pig iron ingot, for instance? So how much is one ingot? 144 millibuckets. Guess how much I have in here? That's right. I hate working with Tinker's Construct in that sense, in that millibuckets are just a really unclear system when you're trying to convert to ingots. There we are, our first pig iron pick. Wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the handle out of bronze. Let's just change that for a second, because it has a better durability and I believe a better tool modifier, handle modifier than iron does. And I'm going to make the binding out of iron so we get iron's reinforced level as well. Wonderful. Let's throw all these back in. And in we come in here. I probably should move all this outside. It would make sense. Let's just throw all this into, there it is, into our tool station. Place those. Ta-da! We have a tasty, apparently, iron pickaxe. It's got a mining level of obsidian and a speed of 6, which is exactly what we wanted, but a terrible durability. Fortunately, we probably won't be using it for very long at all. Okay. One of the main reasons for that is if we take out our materials and new volume again, we'll come this way, what we will very soon be able to make, did I just skip past it? I might have done, I did. It's a very manly alumite. Okay, it's an uncommon alloy. It's uncommon because it actually requires you to have obsidian level mining. So as soon as we've got a fair amount of obsidian, we'll be going back and making that. Once I've actually got an alumite pick, I'll be quite comfortable with adding modifiers to it. Now the thing is with modifiers, if you don't know already, basically you add materials to a pick, and it gives it certain bonuses, but you don't actually get those materials back. So you don't want to be doing it with your low level picks and what have you, because it can take quite a lot of, redstone and lapis, for instance, to add fortune, or redstone to add haste. So you don't want to be doing this willy-nilly. Okay, you want to have a very good reason for doing so, and it's usually when you get yourself a very good pick, because it just makes a good pick even better. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go and mine myself a load of obsidian. I'll come back when I've got enough, because I don't just want enough just to make a nether portal, because obsidian is going to be very useful in a lot of crafting recipes, a lot of machines that are coming up as well. So I'm going to need a fair amount of it. I'm also going to need it because I'm going to need lasers. Okay, that's right, there will be lasers, so you get to look forward to that. You'll probably notice as well I've done a fair bit more mining. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to just kind of pause the camera for a second, do a fair amount of mining, get myself maybe a stack or so of obsidian, just so I don't have to keep worrying about it, which is something I don't really want to have to be doing, and then I'll be back. Welcome back everyone, I've just finished my obsidian mining. I've already been back up once. I've just kind of made a space for the obsidian portal to go here, so I'm just going to show you how I'm going to place it. This is a very quick placement, I may well move it later. That shouldn't matter too much because it should just reconnect to the other portal on the other side, no problem. But this is how I'm going to set up my portal. I think this looks quite nice. It's kind of rustic and rudimentary, but it will do. So how are we going to go about lighting this? Well, the general method used in Minecraft is with a flint and steel. The problem is, in expert mode, flint and steel is made from flint and steel. Steel's the reason why we're going to the nether. So that can't be all that helpful. Okay, so how do we go about it? Well, I wouldn't say it's cheaty, but it is kind of crafty, if you pardon the pun. Just need to grab myself some planks. Should only take one to be fair, but I'll err on the side of caution. Let's pop one down there. Some of you may already kind of have grasped what I'm planning to do here. Get rid of that water. Grab some lava, and throw it down next to the portal. Now immediately nothing will happen, but what eventually will happen is that these spruce wood planks, there we go, actually learn to read, will set alight, which sets alight the obsidian portal, because that's all it really needs. It just needs fire. Okay, I imagine you can use netherrack, not that I've ever tried it seems a little redundant, but I imagine you can use netherrack as well. Now we're not going to sit here and wait for that to catch fire because it can take a little while. So while we do that, I mentioned we're going to make some alumite tools, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, now I've got the obsidian, I can do that. Now I've had a look in NEI. Here's molten alumite here. It says we need 18 millibuckets of molten aluminium, 32 of iron, 32 of obsidian. Now I think I'm going a little overkill with this. I mean, we've already got iron in there anyway, but this should ensure we at least get a decent amount of alumite, which is actually very, very good. And unfortunately this time it seems to have just burnt it. So what we might need to do is allow that fire to be able to spread long enough so that I just want to make sure nothing else is flammable around it. Spread to another plank long enough so that that fire can stay long enough to light the portal. Another option as well I've got is perhaps to put one behind here, perhaps it will spread behind, but we'll try that for now. This has worked for me before, So, you know, if it's not broke, okay, in this case, if it kind of is, don't fix it. So our obsidian is very almost ready now. Just a couple of ticks more. Come on. Come on. And go. More obsidian, blood, copper, iron. Oh wait, that's where my aluminium went. It turned into aluminium brass. Whoops. I need to take my copper out of here. Well, that was mighty silly. That's okay. I've got plenty of aluminium. Aluminium and brass is certainly not a terrible thing to have. You can use it for casting and that sort of stuff. And later on as well, you can actually use it for crafting a couple of the Tinker's Construct. Tinker's Metworks items as well, like drawbridges. They're actually very, very cool. So not to worry, not a complete waste. And that means I just get to take out this copper as well. It's always very good to have copper. Let's see, that's not going to take very long. While I do that, I will throw these ingots away. This should start to catch soon, I'm hoping. You may have noticed as well, I've got a lot of ingots in here. While I was off camera, between episodes, I did actually do a lot of smelting. It did take a long time. And there we are. We have molten aluminium there and molten alumite. 1 nugget. We've got, let's see, 3 ingots of molten obsidian left. I'm going to want some more than that. Let's throw in perhaps another 4 aluminium. But it is enough to get started with. Now I actually want to make this whole tool out of alumite because it's very, very good in terms of durability as well. It's got a good handle modifier. All is good with it. So I really like it. And let's just make sure, yeah, alumite is down there. Ta-da! We have ourselves an alumite pick, which is going to allow us to mine a lot faster. But also, a side note, when we go to the nether, it's also going to allow us to mine cobalt and ardite, and then I can craft tools out of manilin. No one knows how to say it, okay? No one knows how to say that word. But it is like the best alloy in the game, unless something has changed between now and then. Okay, molten alumite. I have 5 ingots. There we go. Grab some more of these. We'll grab a binding. And a tool rod. Now, unfortunately, it seems I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to go to the nether in this episode and get all the sulfur that I need. So what I might do is show you very quickly how we're going to craft some fantastic tools for that. I'm going to need some redstone. I'm going to need some lapis as well. Let's just kind of, where have I been putting gunpowder? There we go. Clean our inventory a little bit. I've got Britannia and Witchery chests going here as well, just so you know. These can go in there. Obsidian can go back in there. Oh, there we go. Is this going to work? Please tell me this works. You can do it. Come on. Oh, I know one thing that might work very quickly. Let's place that there. That catches fire. Then perhaps this will light us the... No. No. Quick about this. No, it's gone. Okay. Well, this does work. I know it works because I've used it. What we may have to do, really, it's going to annoy me if I don't take those out, is in fact we use oak because we don't want to use too much spruce. We may have to do this, and the fire may spread across the two. I have made this work. Okay, I have made this work. That should be good. Okay, if this doesn't work, which it might not this episode anyway, I will make it work for the next one, because I've done it plenty of times before. Right then, so we have an alumite pickaxe. Wonderful. What are we going to do with it? Well, currently, It has a mining speed of 8, which is fantastic. Durability of 909, very good as well. Effective durability, so taking into account reinforced 2, is 1136. And it has 3 modifiers remaining. So if I put some redstone here, that looks different. It gives it haste. Now it actually gives it a speed boost for each individual redstone that's on there. But before we put haste on, one thing that I really want on here is lapis, which after a while it gives it a fortune level. Now it's not entirely sure as to it's not definite as to which level or which amount of lapis will give it fortune. It's kind of a chance, and the more you put on it, the higher that gets, and you can get up to fortune 3 this way. So let's see how lucky we can get. So you just kind of keep plonking it in and out. And the reason I've got blocks as well is because it will add the amount from the block as well as the other lapis. You'll notice if I take this out, it's gone from 50 to 60 there. Otherwise I'd have to do this as individually, which is not all that great. Let's see if I plonk this down here. And can I see that there? That's going to catch. Is that going to transfer the heat? This does work. It will work. I'll get it to work if it's the last thing I do. I don't want to add too much. Fortune 1, there we go. I'll get that to work. It's probably going to have to be off camera, to be honest, but I will get it to work. I'm not going to add any more lapis on there. I've got Fortune 1. It's probably going to take a lot more to get Fortune 2, which would be nice, but it's not absolutely necessary. So what I'm actually going to do is not put beef jerky on there, but redstone on there to increase the speed that it mines at as well. Let's have a look. 40, 50. There we go. 50 out of 50. So it now has a mining speed of 12, considerably better. And I'm going to leave 1 modifier remaining on there for when I get myself some more lapis. So I think that's about as much as we're going to have time for today. I haven't achieved everything that I wanted to achieve, partly because this has been incredibly slow. But that's okay. That's okay. We've still got lots we need to do. When we come back next time, I will have this portal working, and I will have done it through this method. Because if I've done something once, it's going to really frustrate me if I can't do it again. I might want to go out and do some more mining. I'll certainly be working on some more agrocraft and things like that. I noticed I didn't give you an update on how this actually works this time. I think that's going to have to be next episode as well. So hold on to your seats for that. I know you're darn excited to find out how plants grow. It's exciting, riveting stuff, I tell you now. And these have all turned to weeds, which is actually okay because I didn't want those anyway. Okay, well guys, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time where we'll go to the nether, we'll get sulfur, we'll get our steel production finally up and running, and then we'll be away with some machines. Westlaw over and out.